All right, so today we're diving into something
Delicious.
absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
A rustic apple crostata.
Mm-hmm.
It's like apple pie, but like so much fancier, way
Yeah.
fancier, more rustic.
Yeah.
And we're going to learn all about how to make it.
Yes.
For this deep dive, we're using the Eat Every Slice podcast episode,
Oh, great.
all about making a rustic apple crostata.
Perfect.
So
Classic Italian-American dessert.
I love it.
Yeah.
I have to say, just reading through the source material got me really excited.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like they have some really great tips
Yeah.
to make this dessert foolproof.
Absolutely.
And who doesn't love a good foolproof dessert?
Exactly.
I don't
What
know.
I think is so cool about this dessert is that it's both beautiful
Yeah.
when you look at it
Yes.
and also pretty simple to make for
Yeah.
any level baker.
It's perfect for when you want to really impress people,
Oh, totally.
but you don't want to spend hours in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
let's take a look at the ingredients.
Yeah, what are we working with here?
Right.
So the great thing about this recipe is how simple the ingredients are.
Okay.
Probably already have most of this stuff in your pantry.
That's even better.
For the crust, we're talking flour,
Okay.
sugar,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of salt,
Okay.
butter.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
It has to be cold butter,
Interesting.
and then some ice water.
Okay.
And then for the filling, you're going to need some apples.
Obviously.
Of course, lemon juice, sugar.
Yeah.
Your spices like cinnamon, nutmeg,
Yeah.
and just a little bit of salt.
Okay, so pretty standard so far.
Mm-hmm.
But I am curious about the cold butter.
Yeah.
What is the importance of that?
So this is where the science of baking really comes in.
Okay.
When you use cold butter, it doesn't completely mix in with the flour.
Okay.
What it does is it makes these little pockets of butter
Uh-huh.
throughout the dough, and as the crostata bakes, those pockets of butter melt,
Yeah.
and they release steam, and that creates air pockets.
Oh,
And those air pockets give you a flaky crust.
interesting.
If the butter is warm, it'll mix too much with the flour,
Oh.
and you'll end up with a dense, tough crust.
So that's how you get that flaky crust.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, they also talk about cutting the butter into the flour.
Yeah.
And you can either use a pastry blender or your fingers.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Both ways work.
Okay.
The important thing is to not overwork the dough.
Right.
Remember, you want those little pieces of butter to stay whole.
Okay.
If you're using your fingers, though, you want to work kind of quickly
Right.
so that the butter doesn't melt from the heat of your hand.
I have definitely made that mistake before.
Oh, yeah.
Tried to make a pie crust in the summer.
Yeah.
No air conditioning.
Oh, no.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You learned that one the hard way.
I learned that the hard way, for
Wow.
sure. Okay, so speaking of delicious fillings,
Yes.
they suggest using Honeycrisp Granny Smith or Fuji apples.
Those are all great.
I love all of those
Yeah.
apples, but I've never really thought about why they're good for a crostata.
Oh, that's interesting.
What's the logic there?
Well, each type of apple brings something different to the table.
Okay.
Honeycrisp apples have a nice balance of sweet and tart.
Okay.
Granny Smith apples are really tart.
Yeah.
And they hold their shape when they bake.
Okay.
And then Fuji's are really sweet and juicy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, they also mention adding cornstarch to the filling
Yes.
to make it thicker.
It's a good idea.
Is that necessary?
It's optional,
Okay.
but I would definitely recommend it.
Okay.
Especially if you're using apples that are really juicy.
Right.
Cornstarch helps thicken the filling.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get runny.
So each slice will hold its shape.
Exactly.
Okay.
Nobody wants a soggy crostata.
Definitely not.
No.
All right, so now for the fun part, putting it all together.
Yeah.
So they say to roll out the dough,
Mm-hmm.
put it on a baking sheet.
Yep.
Then you add the apple filling.
Lots of filling.
Make sure to leave a border so you can fold the edges.
Yeah, that rustic look.
Doesn't sound too complicated.
It's not bad.
And this is the best part.
What's that?
They say it doesn't have to be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Imperfections are encouraged.
This is not like a pie crust
Right.
where it needs to be perfectly smooth.
Yeah.
This is rustic.
I love that.
You don't have to worry about it being perfectly round.
It takes the pressure off.
Exactly.
I always get a little obsessed with making things look perfect.
Yeah, I get it.
So this is nice.
It's supposed to look handmade.
Yeah.
That's part of the charm.
It adds character.
Yeah.
You know what else adds character?
What's that?
The smell of the crostata baking.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Your best.
Pure sensory heaven.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now I'm picturing this beautiful, imperfect crostata,
Yeah.
fresh out of the oven.
Mm-hmm.
How do we serve this thing?
So they suggest serving it warm or at room temperature.
Okay.
And you can't go wrong with a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Classic.
Yeah.
But we can also get creative with the toppings.
Oh, for sure. What are you thinking?
Maybe some whipped cream?
Ooh, yeah.
Or a drizzle of caramel sauce.
I love it.
Oh, that sounds so good.
You could even get fancy with it.
Yeah.
Like a little sprig of rosemary.
Ooh,
just to make it look extra special.
Yeah.
And don't forget about storing it.
Right?
You can keep it at room temperature for a couple of days
Oh.
or in the fridge for up to 5 days.
So you can make it ahead of time.
Exactly.
This is great. I'm loving this.
It's a winner.
This is definitely going on my baking list.
Yeah, you got to try it.
For sure.
One of the things I love about this crostata recipe
Yeah.
is that you can use all kinds of fruit.
Ooh, so we don't have to just use apples.
No, not at all.
What else could we use?
Peaches would be delicious,
Oh, yeah.
especially when they're in season.
Yeah.
And plums with a little bit of cardamom.
Ooh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
And could we play around with the spices too?
of course.
Okay.
You don't have to stick with just cinnamon and nutmeg.
Yeah.
Like I said, cardamom is really good. You could even try star anise or cloves.
Okay, so many options.
It's all about experimenting.
All right, so I have a confession.
What's that?
I'm not the best baker.
Oh, I'm sure you're fine.
Any tips for someone like me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the most important things
Yeah.
is to make sure your dough is really cold,
Okay.
especially if it's warm where you are.
Right.
If the dough starts to get sticky when you're rolling it out,
Mm.
just put it back in the fridge for a few minutes.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
I've definitely been impatient before and paid the price.
Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah.
Another thing to remember is not to overfill the crostata.
Okay.
I know it's tempting to put in a lot of fruit,
Yeah.
but if you put in too much, it'll be hard to seal the edges.
Right.
And the crust might not get crispy.
Good point.
So just use the moderate amount of filling.
Okay, got it.
And while it's baking,
Mm-hmm.
if the edges start to brown too quickly,
Yeah.
you can cover them with a piece of foil.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, just for the last 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay.
That'll prevent them from burning.
Perfect.
Now let's talk about serving.
Okay. We talked about some toppings.
Yeah.
What about presentation?
Oh, you can get really creative with that.
Ooh, fun. Yeah.
You could dust it with powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Or sprinkle it with chopped nuts before you bake it.
Oh, like that.
Yeah.
And maybe a sprig of fresh herbs,
Oh, that's a good idea.
like rosemary or thyme,
It would look so pretty.
and smell amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another question.
Nice.
What's the difference between a crostata, a galette, and a pie?
Ah, good question.
They all seem kind of similar to me.
They're all free-form pastries.
Okay.
Filled with fruit.
Yeah.
But there are some subtle differences.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So a crostata is Italian,
Okay.
and it can be sweet or savory.
Huh.
It usually has a thicker crust,
Okay.
and the edges are folded in a rustic way.
So that's our crostata.
Exactly.
What about a galette?
A galette is French,
Okay.
and it's almost always sweet.
Right.
It has a thinner crust,
Mm-hmm.
and the edges are more haphazardly folded.
Like a more casual vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's pie.
Right. The classic American pie.
Yep.
Pies usually have a double crust,
Okay.
which means the filling is completely covered.
So they're all related, but a little different.
Yeah, they each have their own personality.
That's fascinating.
It is.
Well, I am definitely inspired to make a crostata.
Ah, I'm so glad.
I can't wait to try all these different variations.
Yeah, have fun with it.
And remember, if you have any questions,
Yes,
you can always reach out to us.
on social media.
We'd love hearing from you.
And we love seeing pictures of your creations.
Yes, definitely share your crostatas with us.
Now we have some questions and comments from our listeners.
Oh, let's hear them.
So we got some great questions and comments
Oh, yeah.
from our listeners.
I'm excited to hear them.
Yeah, me too.
What do we have?
Okay, so Sarah asks,
Yeah.
can I use a different kind of flour for the crust?
Okay.
Like whole wheat or almond flour?
That's a good question.
It is.
What do you think?
So the recipe uses all-purpose flour,
Right.
but you can definitely experiment with other flours. Just keep in mind that it might change the texture of the crust.
Makes sense.
Like if you use whole wheat flour,
Yeah.
it'll have a nuttier flavor, and
Okay.
it'll be a little bit denser.
Okay.
And almond flour is gluten-free,
Right.
but it makes the crust more crumbly.
So there's definitely some things to consider,
Yeah,
but it's good to know that you can experiment.
absolutely.
Okay.
What else? All right, David wants to know,
Mm-hmm.
can I make the crostata ahead of time and bake it later?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah,
I'm always looking for make-ahead recipes.
me too.
What do you think?
You're in luck, David. You can definitely prep everything in advance, like
Ah.
the day before.
Awesome.
Just keep the dough in the fridge
All right.
and the filling in an airtight container.
So when you're ready to bake,
Yep.
you just assemble it and pop it in the oven.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it makes things so much easier.
Definitely.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
Maria asks,
Yeah.
can I add a streusel topping to my crostata?
Ooh, yes.
What do you think?
I love a good streusel topping.
Me too.
What would you recommend?
I think it would be delicious.
Yeah.
It would add a nice crunch,
Mm.
and it would complement the sweetness of the filling.
You could even add some chopped nuts to the streusel.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
Or some oats.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It does.
All right, well, I think we've covered everything.
I think so.
Any last words of advice for our listeners?
Just remember to have fun with it. Baking should be enjoyable.
Absolutely.
Embrace the rustic imperfections.
Yes.
And don't be afraid to try new things.
I love that.
And most importantly, enjoy every slice.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Well, this has been so much fun.
It has.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course.
And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in
Yes. Thank you.
and for all your amazing questions and comments.
You guys are the best.
For more delicious recipes and baking inspiration,
Yeah.
be sure to check out eateveryslice.com.
It's a great resource.
And don't forget to share pictures of your crostatas with us
Yeah, we want to see your creations.
on social media.
We love seeing what you come up with.
Until next time, happy baking.
And enjoy every slice.